Time has been flying by so fast this past month. And I almost felt a little bit frustrated with it, because I always feel like fall is supposed to be this very calm and quiet season. But I've been thinking about it for quite some time. Is fall really calm and quiet? Is nature really calm and quiet in fall? Because in many ways, at least here, it's definitely not. There's a lot of stillness and rest to be found in the return of the dark night sky and the cold air. But working as a wild plants educator and filmmaker, with my work so tied to the outdoors, I have to say this season is an intense one. I often feel like everything in nature is just breaking out into this one final wild dance. As a filmmaker, the only thing I want to do is to be out and film in this beautiful season. But it's also a very bountiful time foraging-wise. It feels as if the plants are giving off their greatest gifts right before they fall asleep. Which again makes it a perfect season to be touring and teaching with our plant workshop. It means that we are constantly foraging because we have to forage for about 500 kids, and we're also constantly testing new recipes and planning. I often think about the people that lived before me, whose lives depended on them being able to forage and gather as much as possible from nature before the winter. I'm pretty sure they did not consider fall to be the calmest time either. In Norwegian, the name of this season is høst, which means harvest. And while the word fall captures how everything is sort of falling to the earth in this season, and the calming feeling of it, I guess høst captures the ripeness and the busyness of it. So much equipment. This is just one of the suitcases, and then we also have all these bags. It felt like it had only been a moment, honestly, since we were touring last time. So it kind of felt a little bit hard to get started again. But But we were also kind of excited because the first week of this tour we would be staying in a place that is quite special to me. Wow, this feels nostalgic. So I am at the moment sitting at the lake that I grew up by, and we are basically touring the other side of this lake, but there is like a bridge like 20 minutes from here, and we go over that bridge and we tour this side of the lake with our workshops. So in a way, I've been thinking as I've been sitting here that this place is a big reason why I'm doing the things I'm doing today and why I'm living where I'm living, and also kind of why I'm making these videos, because my love for fairy tales and for nature really started here. So yeah, it's been nice. It's strange. It really was so special for me to be able to stay here for a week. I haven't been staying here for about 18 years. I've only been driving through. And this place is a very special room within me that I think never will go away. I guess there are many of you that can relate to the feeling of having a place where you grew up and that place always kind of being a place that you long for in a way, even though it doesn't necessarily fit with the life you live today. So we were just walking here by this beautiful, beautiful water over here. And then Bendik discovered something really exciting. I'm gonna show you. So basically, do you see that? These red berries? These are cranberries growing in the wild. And that's super cool because I've never found that before. I've been looking for it many times, but I never found it. Med koppen. Hi, hi. I am currently in the village that my best friend lived in when I was a kid. It's Dokka. We really feel so tired today after working because our workshops are quite intense. It's a lot of things at the same time and we really have to work really hard to make it in the timing we have. But we are going to do something because it's our last day here and I think it's gonna be fun. Can you guess what we're gonna do? Because I'm pretty sure you can't. So some of these areas inland in eastern Norway aren't necessarily the typical tourist hub. There aren't that many touristy things developed here. But that sometimes makes it even more fun to find that one thing that is really, really enjoyable to do. And this was definitely one of them.
I wanna wander out of the valley where the river takes us far away from home. Time to ponder in the fields around me where there's nothing but the breeze and the great unknown. Leave your worries and your suitcase. All you don't need, nothing but you.
So much fun because there's literally no one here and it's just me and Bendik and this bike, this railroad bike. Because we were touring in eastern Norway, we could be home in the weekends. But we didn't usually have that much time to rest. There was a lot of foraging to be done and a lot of paper pulp to be made. Whoop, whoop. I think this is gonna be a strong color. We were sometimes a little bit overwhelmed by it, but we did have a lot of fun. And we always do.
Du ser bare veldig ut som at du ikke har lyst til å være her. Det er sånn. Åh, jeg gir opp. Må gå over. Jeg kan bare gå over.
Sometimes when I'm foraging for these workshops, I just have a moment where I look up from the berry bushes and I realize that, wow, this is actually my job now. And I think it just goes to show that almost anything can become a business if you're just creative enough and resilient enough. Because I would have never thought that this would become a business when I started foraging. Even though there were a lot of things to do, there was one thing that we knew we really had to make time for, which was to go for a walk in the mountains near where we live. These mountains are actually just about 15 minutes drive from our house, but we don't usually go there that often because we don't have a car. Going here in autumn would be really beautiful because the colors would be even stronger up here. So we decided that this was something that we really had to prioritize. Wow, these colors are just insanely beautiful. So we are going on a 5-6 hour walk today. But as usual, we didn't plan this very well and we had so many things to prepare before we left for the tour next week. So it's a bit late and probably we're gonna be going home in the dark at least a few hours. So we brought the flashlight. These are not the most spectacular mountains of this country, but they are really beautiful, and for the people living here they are so important. I feel really at home walking there. For Bendik, this was actually his first real walk up here, and I was really excited to show him around a bit. Da går vi da.
Ja.
Kom nå.
Det er så sykt mye blåbær.
Ja, jeg vet det er mye blåbær, men vi har egentlig ikke tid til det. Men her var det sykt mye. When I am there, I often get this urge to buy a car, so I can get there more often, to film, walk and just explore this huge unpopulated area. Next to forest, mountains are one of my favorite things. And I mean, we can have both where we live. I feel so lucky to have that. We walked to a place that is called Seter. So cozy. There is no cell phone coverage up here, but there is still someone living here almost all summer with both cows and sheep, and I've heard there's been horses here as well. When we sat there, the sun started to go down, and we knew we had a 3-hour walk back home after the sun went down, but we still felt pretty safe in those mountains, and we didn't really mind the walk home in the dark. As the darkness fell upon us, it really felt like we were all alone in the world. And it was, in a way, a good thing. Because we couldn't really think about all the things that we had to prepare for our next week of touring or emails we had to send. We just had to put one foot in front of the other and make sure we didn't fall in the dark. And it was very mystical up there and a little bit scary at times, but I really feel like as long as I'm with Bendik, a lot of scary things just turn into fun adventures. We have about a 4-hour drive today and we have so many things to prepare as usual. We finished making the paper pulp though, and then we always water the plants because we're going to be gone for a week, and then we have to clean because it's so hard to come home being super tired on a Friday and the house is just a mess. So we are going to clean a little bit. And then we are gonna get on our way. There's always so many things to do though before we depart. looks alright. It's time to go. We stayed half of our tour in a hotel in this place that is called Gjøvik. It's a town on Norway's biggest lake, Mjøsa. And it's super cozy there, but both Bendik and I were actually pretty tired of being in hotels. When you're going to live there for a few weeks, it becomes quite messy and claustrophobic in the room, especially since we have so much equipment. By chance, I had the opportunity to change up our accommodation, and I found an Airbnb that I wanted to stay in a valley that is called Snertingdal. The Airbnb was inside a big barn on this beautiful farm here, and it turned out to be such a game changer for the rest of our tour. Okay, so I told myself that I would not be filming our accommodation and like the travels that much this time round on our tour. Because I don't know, maybe you guys don't find that so interesting, like where we are staying. But this time I really can't not film this because it's so beautiful, the place we are staying at right now. And yeah, you are going to understand what I mean. How cool is this kitchen? It's so beautiful. Wow. And I mean, even the fridge is really cool. And then of course there is this amazingly beautiful view here. Like, wow, look at this. And I mean, the kitchen is the coolest part, definitely, but there's also a really cozy sitting area here where you can relax. And if we turn around, there is this huge room here where you can also probably have a lot of guests. There's this large table here, and I think it's also probably made by them. There is this recycled wood here, and there's just 3 planks going all the way down there. And they even like picked these flowers. These are not fake flowers, these are real. So nice. Drying our towels. And this is the entrance door. And then there also is this double door here so that it's not too cold. I think Bendik and I agree that this is the most beautiful place we have stayed in through like all of our touring of Norway. And it's definitely a bargain too. I think it's very cheap for Norwegian standards, maybe because it's in an area that people don't go to that often. You seem pretty comfortable. We're gonna stay here for 3 nights, lucky us. So we didn't have any spices for this, since we didn't buy any, but actually if you are looking for some spices, sometimes you can just look outside the door. And I found a lot of yarrow outside, so I'm gonna be using that. This is a very practical part of being familiar with the plants in your area. It means that you always have something to spice up your food with. So today in school we actually had the paper making outside on this lawn. And it was really, really nice to be outside. And there was one girl that told me today that I have a Viking queen voice. So I'm gonna remember that. There was also one who told me that I was really pretty. And they also said that Bendik has a DJ face. I don't know what that means.
Ja, att vi har mer gyngestol liksom. För det är liksom på skolan.
Ja.
Alla driver, det är liksom som, det är alltid någon i klassen som driver och vippar på stol.
Det är sant.
Vippar fram och tillbaka.
Vippar på stolen och få sån gyngestol.
Kanske vi inför ett gyngestol i skolan.
Jag bara ser att man är i klassrummet med massa elever som bara gynger fram och tillbaka. Jag tror det har varit väldigt distraherande på läraren. Vi hade aldrig kommit på idén en gång liksom, om bara hitta alla steder. Så det är bara så otroligt många steder man liksom ser och upplever för att man är där tillfälligtvis med den turnén. Och det... It's been a day, and we've been to the school, and I'm just here with my duvet in the sofa because I'm just so tired today. They are a lot of kids, and today they were a bit over the limit that we have actually set for the workshops, and yeah, I just kind of, yeah, I want to speak with all of them, and they were so sweet, and honestly, like this today, it wasn't really a bad day at all. It was really a good day actually. Like it was a successful workshop, but it was just, I just kind of want to be perfect, and I guess I am sometimes a little bit hard on myself. I'm thinking about like everyone that I didn't get to speak to today, and yeah, but I realized that I'm just a human as well. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to share it because I guess I mostly show the good sides. I show the beautiful places we go to, and I film things outside of the workshops, but I guess because it's been going so well, then I have been putting this very high standards on this work that we do, and now I kind of expect us to do it perfectly. Felt kind of good to get that off my chest. So thank you. I am going to stop. So I think I have sort of regained my energy a little bit now, and I'm gonna go out. Sometimes I just really need to fall apart a little bit, and then I'm back. We found so many chanterelles. Whoop whoop. Look at this. Woohoo!
Gonna enjoy dinner tonight.
Yeah. Nå kan du gå. Og så går du selvfølgelig inn rett foran et tre. Det er greit. Du kan gå den veien.
Ja, noen der borte.
Å ja. You look like a thief with gold.
It's gold from the forest.
Yeah, it's true. This place honestly had everything I am looking for in my future home. It had a view and it had complete silence when you walked out the door. There was very little light pollution, so the sky was so filled with stars at night. And it really felt like the days went by way too fast.
Fint med det glass.
Cheers! Woohoo! We are celebrating that we are finished with all of our tours for 2022.
Good feeling.
It's a good feeling. It's been really fun though. We realized we have been counting that we've now been on 9 tours of Norway, which is quite a lot. It's more than I thought. And it's like always these tours just kind of make me fall in love with our home even more. So every time we come home again, I kind of feel like I love it even more here. So now I have some time ahead of me without any touring or teaching. And I will definitely use it to try and soak up a bit more of that calmness that fall can give. There it is. Whew. I was starting to feel a little bit worried. And it might seem a bit silly to use so much time and energy on teaching foraging and wild plants knowledge to kids. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that we don't really know what our future holds and when this knowledge is actually going to become useful again. Maybe it might even be those kids that I'm teaching that will start to bring this knowledge back again and make use of it